Alrighty, if you only have a few minutes and you need to just decompress from a long day or a stressful situation and you have a yoga block, here are just a few simple semi-restorative poses that can kind of change your body and change your energy and therefore your entire state of being. So, say you've got 5 or 10 minutes and that's all you've got, but you need to shift things. Grab a block and join me on the mat. We're gonna start with just a really simple heart opener with the block. If you have neck issues, you might wanna have it at the lowest level, or you could even have something to put under your head for support. If you are a little bit more bendy, or if your neck is healthy, you can put it at the mid-level, but we're gonna have it sitting up in this direction to go between the shoulder blades. I'm gonna show you at mid-level. You wanna make sure that you keep your knees bent throughout this entire time, and make sure that the block is not in the low back. It should be like between the rib cage, like up in the rib cage between the shoulder blades. So I like to hang on to my block and make sure it's positioned properly. It should be high enough up that it's not hitting the low back. And again, you can of course do this on the lower level. Let your body just start to drape over the block, and if it's comfortable for your shoulders, allow the arms to come out to the side. Now, if your neck doesn't like this, put another block or a pillow or something up underneath your head. And so we're just gonna take a few slow, deep breaths here, breathing right up into the center of the chest. You wanna bring the breath from the abdomen all the way up to the base of the collarbone. So breathe into your lower belly, middle rib cage, upper chest, and then exhale slowly. Keep breathing like that. Feeling your chest expand with each exhale, feeling your spine lengthen. And we'll take one more breath here. Now I'd like you to take your hand or hands behind your head. Gently bring your head up so you're kind of looking at your thighs, and then use your hands and press yourself back up. Just in case that was a little bit of strain at the neck, or if you carry a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders, which I believe all of us do. Next, we're gonna do a really gentle neck traction. So put your block at the lowest level on your mat. Lie back and put your head on the block as though it's a pillow. For this one, we do want to extend the legs completely. We're gonna feel into our face. Right now I can tell my chin is tilted down. I want my face parallel to the floor. So you don't wanna stick your chin way up and you don't wanna tuck it in your chest. Kind of feel your way into having your face parallel to the floor. Then I'd like you to roll your thighs inward. So internal rotation of the thighs. That means your knees are kind of gonna look at each other. Your hands are gonna reach for the ceiling, and I want you to push through the back of your head and lift your chest. So your rib cage is lifted. I'm gonna pull my shirt tight for a moment. You should be able to see space underneath me. My back side and legs are on the ground, and my back of the head is on the block, but the rest of me is lifted, and I'm just breathing here. This is actually quite easy. And this is a gentle self-traction of the neck, so you're giving yourself a little bit more space between your cervical vertebrae. On your next exhale, just lower down and relax for a moment. And then we'll do that one more time. Face is parallel to the floor. Thighs roll inward. Arms reach for the ceiling. You want to get those shoulder blades up off the ground. So basically you're lifting your rib cage up towards the ceiling. Nice slow breathing. And then on your next exhale, just lower down. Remove the block from under your head. Hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Next, we're going to use our block under our hips for a supported bridge. So you lengthened yourself from your neck. Now you're going to lengthen yourself from your tailbone. Again, a flat level is a really nice restorative place to be. If you have a very happy bendy back, you might want to go mid-level. We're going to have the block across the pelvis, not up and down, by the way. And so the idea here, again, is not to have it in the low back, but to have it on the back side of the pelvis and the sacrum. So you'll lift your hips up, slide your block up underneath the hips. Again, it's not in my low back, it's at the base of my pelvis. Big toes should touch, heels are separated, knees are the same distance as the heels. We lift the rib cage and we just make sure the spine feels neutral. So right here, I'm not too arched, I'm not too rounded, I'm just right. And that's how you should feel. Absolutely fine to do this on the lower level. Just make sure that your spine feels neutral. And so the way you kind of control that, if I had the block closer to my tailbone, like that way, it would make my back round too much. If I put my block too high up, closer to my waist, it's going to make my back arch too much. So you really do have to find that Goldilocks spot and get the block just right. And then let's take some nice deep slow breaths, just like we did earlier in that heart opener with the block underneath our chest. I want you to breathe from your lower abdomen to the middle rib cage and into the upper chest. So as you inhale, your abdomen distends, your rib cage expands, and your chest lifts. And as you exhale, your chest sinks, your rib cage contracts, and your navel pulls in towards the spine. Let's do a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to just lift the hips. If you're at the lowest level on the block, stay there. If you're at the mid-level like I am, just lift your hips enough to flip your block flat. We want it slightly closer to the tailbone now because we actually want the back to round a little bit. We're trying to get the pelvis to comfortably, passively tilt so that the legs just float up. There should be no effort here. If your block is too high up, your legs will be working to hold themselves in the air, and if it's too far down, your backside will be on the ground, and again, you'll be working. So you may have to move your block back and forth a little bit. So this is legs up the wall without the wall. It's an incredibly restorative pose that reverses your blood flow. It's extremely healthy and relaxing. So I'd like you to take slow, deep breaths here. And then we're just gonna gently bring our legs back down, put our feet on the floor, remove the block, hug the knees in, rock side to side, and then just roll to one side and press up to sitting. I'd like you to actually use your block to sit on. Just give yourself that little bit of extra elevation for your hips and sit bones. That way the knees are below the height of the hips. Just find a straight spine. Put one hand at your heart, one hand at your abdomen. As you breathe in, slowly think to yourself, I am safe. And as you breathe out, think to yourself, and all is well. It's an old original Louise Hay affirmation, I am safe and all is well. Just keep breathing, inhaling, I am safe, and exhaling, all is well. Feel the tension having melted away from the shoulders and the neck. Feel the new level of peace that you have achieved. Feel at a deeply cellular and energetic level that you are safe and all is well. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Take a deep inhale. And exhale with a happy sigh. Namaste. Give yourself just a few minutes, anytime you need them, with a block to help set your world right. See you next time.